Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us on this first Swiss Sailing Team Tokyo Live Talk. It's getting real. We're almost there. The Olympic Games starts tomorrow with the opening ceremony at the same time than now. 1 o'clock for Switzerland, 8 o'clock Japan, and then the first sailing races start on Sunday. So this live talk is going to happen every day until August 4, with guests from Switzerland, but also guests, of course, from Japan. It's going to be about racing updates, tracking recap, and interviews. And we start with a very, very special guest. I'm happy that he's here with us today, Ralf Stöckli. He's the Swiss Olympic chef de mission. Ralf, how are you?
Good, good. Thank you. I'm actually in the Olympic Village in Tokyo. It's I don't know, how is it? 2 hours drive to Enoshima. It's a beautiful village. Life is nice here. Over 200 nations living together, so you can feel the Olympic spirit.
And you must have had tough times these past weeks before being in Tokyo.
We had very, very busy and tough times, like all the teams had. Preparation took a lot of resources, also for sailing. I was in close contact with Tom. Challenging times for all of us, but I'm really, really happy that it starts tomorrow, actually, 23rd of July. Finally, after 5 years, we'll start the competitions.
Yeah, 1 year longer. How do you feel about the whole team, not only sailors, but what can you say about this Swiss Olympic team 2020?
Amazing. I think it shows the diversity of high performance sport within Switzerland. You know, we're a small country. Everybody says we're a winter sport nation. I think we're a very strong summer sport nation as well. I love it. I'm proud of the team. 116 athletes competing in many different sports, different medal contenders. So it's going to be very interesting from day one on.
And you, as a chef de mission, what was the most complicated to organize for these games?
I think it was the uncertainty what's going to happen. You know, once it was decided that they will move the games, it was a very tough situation emotionally for us, for the federations, for at the end for the athletes the most, and planning with missing or lack of information. This is very tricky because we are used to plan high performance, and high performance you need to plan every single detail. And suddenly you don't have the information to plan details. That's a new situation for all of us, for Swiss Olympic, for the federation, for the athletes themselves. And that makes the whole thing, even today, very, very challenging.
Yeah, and probably it's going to be like this until the end of the game. So it's
yes, it is.
And maybe one last question. You went, I think, to visit the sailing venue a few days ago. How did you like it?
Oh, I love it. I love it. It wasn't my first time. Tom was inviting me for a test event. I was really, really looking forward to drive the speedboat. I couldn't, so I think I have to go back. And of course, to cheer for the teams. Crossing fingers.
I think the invitation still stands. Thanks a lot, Ralf. We'll let you go back to work. It was nice to see you. Good luck with everything. And
bye-bye. And guys, good luck.
Thank you, Ralf Stöckli, Swiss Olympic chef de mission. I remind you that you can write in comments on Facebook or YouTube if you have any questions to our speakers. I will share it with them. And now I pass over to Tom Roline. He's the team leader. He's the big boss. Tom, how are you?
I'm fine. So far, so good, I would say. The most important thing in these times is that we are all healthy and COVID negative, as we are under a daily testing regime. We are very, I would say, very, very happy at the moment. The whole sailing teams, the whole sailing bubble in the harbor, in the different hotels and the Olympic Sailing Village is so far without any positive case, and that's the good news so far. Further than that, yeah, we have installed our team structure, the 2 containers. we've been here doing a big work already before the sailors arrived on the 13th, some of them on the 11th. But I can say in the last 2-3 days we've finished all the work, and the team is ready to compete, and we got some really good training races already in, so we are very optimistic and have a really solid self-confidence about the games.
Yeah, I know we shouldn't talk about this, but there were some really good results in the training races so far, I think.
Yeah, it's it's in these times now the teams go with their racing equipment, so you cannot, once your boat is measured, the measurement started, you cannot exchange anymore. So everybody is all in, and in training races, nobody wants to be behind the fleet, so everybody goes full in. And there it's also clear that we cannot have every day a very good day. There are okay days, there are good days, maybe even a not so good day, but overall, I mean, we saw everyone in our team doing well. We saw excellent performance in the training from Linda and Maya, Matteo, also the 49er boys, and Maud. So no, honestly, we are full in the game, so that's a good thing.
4 boats, 6 sailors. We remind you that it starts on Sunday. The first ones with Matteo and Maud. Tom, I guess you have been looking closely to the forecast already.
Yeah, it's we know that especially Matteo likes a bit less wind, light winds around 10 knots, 11, 12 knots. That's where he is the fastest, really fastest of the fleet. And of course we are looking, but honestly we cannot control that. So it's rather not very no, we have some more days to go, and the forecasts at the moment are not very solid. However, we saw big typhoons out there in the on the sea, and that is moving left, right, up and down, and still it's not yet clear what kind of conditions we will have. So we go day by day, and let's see. I'm sure Matteo and Maud also, who is a little bit more universal. I think she likes also light and medium winds, and also good in strong winds. So we take it as it is.
Anyway, we have a strong team, and for sure they will be able to face any conditions. Thanks, Tom. Talking about Matteo, he sent us a few words. He's not joining today. We have the 49er coming in a second. So let's listen to Matteo before his first racing day.
Hello, here we are 2 days before the opening of the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games. I'm gonna race on Sunday, so really excited and looking forward to start competing, and hopefully the wind will be on my side and not so crazy weather. I hope you also cheer for all the Swiss Olympic team, and of course for all the other sailors.
So of course we will all cheer for Matteo, but not only, also Seb and Lulu starting a bit later. You have still some time to go. How are you guys?
Hey, yeah, we're fine, thanks.
You ready for day one?
Yeah, well, we still have a bit of time, measurement as well to do in 2 days. So yeah, we feel ready though, and really excited to finally start the regatta.
You've been pretty much training a lot these days, racing training. Can you tell us a bit how it went?
Yeah, it went well. We have 7 days training in Enoshima Bay. And no, I think we are pretty happy. As Seb says, we are looking to race now, and passing the measurement day in 2 days. And then, yeah, we will be fighting against the other 49er.
19 boats are going to be there, a small fleet. Tell us a bit more of your daily life there. You've been there since 10 days now, more than a week. How is it going?
Yeah, well, the first days were a bit challenging because you have to get get used to all those rules and the commute that is quite long with the van, with the bus. But after 1 or 2 days, you really get used to it, and I think now we have a really strong routine. Also, thanks to the federation and especially Marco, who's been working every day nonstop. We have a really good setup at the club with the containers where we can use cooling baths for regeneration, and we have some good just chilling zones because we have a lot of times where we just have to wait and rest a bit. So no, it's been going well, and actually accommodation is really good as well. We're eating well, and yeah, right now we're just making sure our energy levels are as high as possible for the start of the regatta.
And Lucien, you spend a lot of time between the hotel and the harbor. You have to do it by bus almost an hour. Is this tiring for you?
Well, not really, because I think it's part of the game, and for everyone is the same, apart from some big federation like the British or the New Zealand. But anyway, we use this time to relax, to read some books, and just some, as Seb already explained, it's also part of the process, and to be sure we can relax during this bus transportation. and yeah.
Well, good is that you found your marks. I think after 10 days, we can also see the atmosphere within the team is really good, right?
Yeah, it's a good spirit. We have a lot of games every night. And we have Philip who's being a bit the leader in the game so far. So yeah, trying to beat him. And we think he's practicing while we're sailing, so that's why he's so good.
He's a physio psycho.
And no, it's really nice. And tomorrow we'll have our little private opening ceremony in the hotel. We're here with the Belgians and the Irish. So we'll watch this all together with our masks on and distance. And we're already talking to do our own athletes parade with our little flags. So we still have to choose who will carry our flags.
And who decides who's gonna be who's gonna?
I think we have to do a vote, but it has to be one woman and one man. You know, it's all about parity these days. So yeah.
Of course. And why did you decide not to go? Because of the COVID or the distance?
Yeah, a bit of both.
Yeah, I think it's the we right now, if we are testing positive because of the COVID, we are out of the game. So it's quite crucial to stay in our own bubble. And all of this commute by bus between our hotel room and the harbor, it's from now on, it's been working very well. And we all pass the test as a negative. So it would be a shame to travel far north to Tokyo for a one-night ceremony and come back with some positive tests. So yeah, I think it's federation decision, and I think it's a very good decision.
Probably the most reasonable one. Maybe one last question for you two. You were in Rio, you finished 13th, but you arrived as outsider. This time you've been training 5 years more. How do you approach these games?
Yeah, I mean, fundamentally, not very differently, but I believe we're still considered as outsiders, but for sure we are in a much better position than in Rio. And as we've seen the last couple of days training, everybody will be fighting pretty hard. It will be almost like war out there. So we'll have to fight, and it will be really good fun to race at such a high level with really big names of sailing in our fleet. So no, it's definitely motivating and a huge challenge. So we'll see.
it will be very exciting to follow. So in Switzerland, you can follow on RTS and SRF online. They will most probably show some races, most of them. And of course, on the tracking available on Swiss Sailing website. Guys, Switzerland is cheering for you. I think you now
Thank you.
A good rest after this long media day. Thank you very much. And see you tomorrow at 1 with Linda Farni and Maya Sigenthaler joining us for the live talk. Bye. Thanks.